Yes, we have another challenge in that regard, and that is that we as a jurisdiction, Puerto Rico is, as you know, is a U.S. territory. So some U.S. laws applies to us directly, others not. Don't. So as part of the U.S., we ensure that, let's say, we don't have that data protection tradition that other countries, have, as countries from Europe has a more robust data protection background. We don't have that. So that means people know that their privacy is important. In fact, privacy is a core value for Puerto Rican society, is enshrined in our Constitution as a fundamental right. But theirs haven't translated, at least yet, to a comprehensive law, so that reflects the importance that data protection has as a projection of privacy as a fundamental value. So we are we have that challenge in the sense that people do not have perhaps this tradition of having this to guide their behavior through certain principles of data protection, or at least the awareness that perhaps other countries have. So the judicial branch has, that means that the judicial branch has a tough job to do in that regard, because you have to compensate for the lack of or a robust culture with regard to data protection. But this is something that we as a society, as a Puerto Rican society, has to deal with. We have suffered a lot of cyber threats, cyber attacks, cyber events, particularly including in the public sector, to my mind, because we haven't had that, haven't given privacy and cybersecurity the importance that it requires. We are right now trying to, as a government, trying to do a better job in that sense. But what I wanted to say is that it is a little bit more difficult when you have a society that doesn't have this robust background from a data protection perspective. So we have to work even harder to make sure that we got this right, because this data is everything when it comes to the judicial process. After all, we are moving data from point to point. Lawyers file suits, they file actions. That action transform into a process. We add information. The other parties in the case add more information, and then all the judicial operators begins also to add their part to the process. So it is a lot of information that we have to deal with, and it's the core of all the judicial process. So we have to adopt some sort of fiduciary attitude to as a custodian of that important data.